Gabba Gabba, hey Drunken Cock fans, this is Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, and we're here to announce that you have found and stumbled upon our show. We're very happy to have you. If you found this on podcast platforms, you will be sorely disappointed in the magic entertainment. However, the video will be uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. Remember, this show is an adult show, contains adult content. Have fun, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Good evening. Oh, I forgot to big screen myself. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming. Welcome back to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, episode 33. That was supposed to be featuring Shawn, but unfortunately, he had a last-minute emergency that popped up, and he will not be joining us. We do wish him the best and hope everything is well with him, though. Tonight, so far, it's just GW and I. Collen and I might drop by, and we're going to rock this very similar to the past two quarantine streams. Special editions we've done, but tonight we're going to be talking about a spicy ad that was on the ice of a curling event that got the broadcaster all hot and flustered, and they actually didn't show the Olympic qualifier because of it. We're going to talk about another CNN staffer is in trouble, and this one literally hit close to home. We're going to talk about a home story where New England might be suffering from some rolling blackouts this winter, which is serious nightmare fuel. We're going to talk about the feminist rewriting of 1984, and finally, the fact that Nike bought a shoe company that doesn't make shoes, but they make digital versions of shoes that you can wear in the Matrix, or the Metaverse, or whatever the hell we're calling it. That's all we got. We got a lot more to get into this evening, so without further ado, welcome to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. You stumbled upon the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. Nick Waters says, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Nick. It's good to have you here. It's been a long week, and we've done a couple special edition quarantine streams, which is very much how this show will feel. So, without further ado, welcoming my co-host, my brother, my comrade, Mr. G.W. Foley. There we go.
I still have to say a couple things. First off is, what is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Secondly, I got the alert on my phone, so we're live on YouTube.
Nice.
Yes.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We are live.
Yes.
It's Wednesday night. It's Drunken Under Quarantine Show night. We're going to play a little fast and loose. There'll be no performances this evening. I'm sorry if that lets you guys down. We're going to get right into some topics. G-Dubs and I do have a lot to talk about. We will see if Collen makes the show. If not, well, we wish him the best too. And as I said earlier, but I will reiterate, our hearts and thoughts are with Mr. Shawn Henry. We hope he is doing well. He had a last-minute emergency, and unfortunately couldn't make the program. He will be getting rescheduled for the future. And the last piece of news that I have to get out of the way before we get into the real stuff is the reason I'm wearing my Santa hat this week is because Saucy Santa will be our guest next week, and I thought it would have looked stupid if I was wearing the same hat as our guest. So that is why I am wearing this a week early, and it might come off because this thing's already getting warm. Apparently, I got one that was too good. You know, most of them are crap. This one's actually pretty warm. I wish these hats were more socially acceptable. You know, like year-round. They make a great winter hat.
Fucking do it. Start a trend.
I probably should. Nick said, Collen, Doyle, where are you at? I don't know. We asked the same question earlier. We didn't get a response, so... You know, we're going to do what us drunken boys like to do, and we're going to plow through it anyways.
Should we... Now, isn't Collen planning a show this Saturday at the Woolen Mill?
Yes, so we should plug that.
Yeah, we should plug that. Not now.
No, at the end. Yes, but later, yeah. Good call. Good reminder.
Yeah.
See, it's right. We need a list of things that we need to plug when we Yeah, maybe I'll get more organized for the new year. That'll be one of my resolutions, maybe. Which means it'll be out the window by the second episode.
Yeah.
Just like every other resolution.
I want to point out my my new earrings that I got.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, cool.
You can actually.
How do you compliment dudes? Like, what is the?
I was fine with pretty.
Okay, yeah, I like them. They look good.
Yeah, they you can see through them. I thought that was cool because normally like I have my holes plugged up, but I was like, let's freak some people out and do something different. So
They look. Can you fit a pen? Is it?
Oh. Sort of.
So in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I maybe if I did it from the other side. It's a little tight. It's a little tight.
A little snug.
Yeah. No. I really don't. I love this show, and I would do anything for it except for rip an earlobe.
Yeah, no, that's not something anybody actually wants to see, I don't believe.
Yeah. I don't want to go in the ER and be like, and so have them go like, "What'd you do?" I'm like, "Well, I'm on this internet show, see?" And the host asked me if I could shove a pen through my ear, and I tried.
Well, yeah, but when I asked, I wasn't meaning like, "Hey, do it." I was just kind of like, "Hey, like, how big?" To put it in perspective, how big is this hole?
Big enough where you can almost fit a pen in.
Okay, almost a little too snug for a pen.
Marcy's here. How's it going, Marcy?
Marcy, welcome. Howdy to you. I hope you're having a beautiful evening. Yes. Like a Christmas puppy.
I love it when she shows up because I love the picture of the puppy that like.
Yeah.
Fucking love dogs. Love.
Yeah, me too.
It's weird, like, because people see me and like they're very standoffish when they see me because of the way I dress and my general demeanor of. So, like when I see dogs, it completely changes. Where I'm just like, oh my god!
It's your childhood trigger. You turn back into a child when you see puppies.
Yeah. I fucking dude, I miss my dog. Anyways, let's get rolling.
Okay, right into the first topic of the night. How the drunk is this news? Sex toy ad had to be changed last minute on the ice of an Olympic qualifying curling match, which is sad. You know, this is a story right here from Yahoo News. Sex toy ad, or actually from the AP, just rehosted by Yahoo. Sorry. Sex toy ad removed from ice at Olympic curling qualifier. This is a picture of Team Christensen's Vicky Persinger. They say ads for a sex toy website that led to a U.S. blackout of an Olympic curling qualifying match tournament will be removed from the ice and replaced with the statement #equality for all, except for the people that work at that company, apparently. And secondly, who cares what they're replacing it with? That's not the story, right?
Yeah, well, here's my question is, how the fuck, like, sex toys are equality for all. Like, there's male sex toys.
Yeah, and for everybody amongst the spectrum. Collen, good evening, sir.
Welcome. Good evening, gentlemen. Sorry, we were experiencing some technical difficulties over here at Eaglewood, but we are live and streaming.
Yes, quite all right. We're playing fast and loose. We're doing we did no performance. We're just going right into topics, keeping it loose. We're on the first one. We were talking about Marcy's got some comments. She said, having a good time tonight. Got moonshine. No, unfortunately. I may have a little bit of bourbon kicking around, though.
Ooh. I just did 2 shots of Jaeger.
Said, I missed the beginning. I was watching that judge be dragged from court. Oh, I didn't. That sounds like it would have been fun to watch, but I wasn't aware that was the thing that was happening right now.
You should send a link, Marcy.
Yes, please do. We would love to maybe watch this. What we were talking about though, Colin, is a sex toy ad was on the Olympic qualifying ice and they had to remove it. We were just getting into this. The erotics website Easy Toys and the World Curling Federation said on Friday they have reached a deal to return the live stream to the United States and Japan, where broadcasters decided that references to the company were too racy for the curling audience. The event in the Netherlands will determine the last remaining spots in the Beijing 2022 curling fields. During an Olympic qualifying tournament, it must of course be about the sport and not about the sponsor. Eric Idema, CEO of Easy Toys' parent company, EDC, said in the statement, which was emailed to the AP and translated from Dutch, curling also deserves that as a sport that is one of the few mixed sports that is way ahead of its time. In fact, just like us. So the tournament began Sunday with mixed doubles, and American fans were unable to watch their local live stream due to what the World Curling Federation said was an ongoing sponsor rights issue. Still available was an international live stream where viewers could see the Easy Toys Safe for Work logo on the ice and on ads surrounding the rink. The company's name was also embedded in the hog line that determines where the curlers must release their stone.
The hog line. Perfect place for it.
No, it's a perfect name for the entire situation, I do believe.
That's
Curling?
actually what I call my pelvis.
the hog line.
Yeah.
We hope that our visibility would contribute to breaking the taboo that still rests in many countries on both sexuality and on our industry, Idema said. It is unfortunate that adjustments are now needed to get the sport to the fans. Which raises the question, if they had to pull an entire broadcast, why didn't they just cover the ice?
Hey.
You know, like, was that like they couldn't just like throw a tarp down over the sponsorship spot or something?
What blows my mind about this is that someone did a great job here for this product, right? Someone should be getting the gold star, but instead, what are they doing? They're slapping their wrist. Okay, GW, if I ask you to fill in this sentence, or, think about this, okay? Curling, Japan.
Sex toys.
Exactly. I was going to say dildos, right?
Yeah.
This is a logical progression and perfectly placed on the hog line. Unfortunately, people didn't appreciate this spot-on advertising.
Well, and I think these are digital ads.
Like they're not actually on. Like it's like the lines when you're watching football now.
Yeah.
Or they're not like actually there. You just that stuff blows my mind. The fact that they can like overlay it and it looks like it's actually on the field and people walk over it and it, yeah.
I was watching a sporting event. It was the Bruins game, and it was on at like a bar. And they go to take a shot, and we're behind the net. It says Vital. And I'm losing my mind. I'm going, because that usually is like the Geico ad right there.
Yeah, that's the big money one.
And that's like, Geico, like usually if you look at the hoop, the net, whatever, it's Geico's always got that spot. And I'm like, how did Vital get this spot? Like, I'm like losing my mind. Like, why would Vital put money in the Garden when they don't even have a subscription base there?
Yeah.
Right? Like, they don't even provide it to that area. And then I found out it was digitally added in to that localized thing. So while you're watching the game, it's broadcasting Vital. And
so it's like a green screen that they just put the ad in.
And I could not tell the difference.
Yep, that's wild. Well, just like with football, man, those lines on the field. Like I don't watch that much football. I usually see it around on Thanksgiving because my uncle's like a big fan. But I'm just blown away every time I see it because it's like that line looks like it's painted onto the grass, and in reality, it moves every. You have blown
play. A magician's mind.
Yeah, it's next level.
There's nothing up my sleeve.
On the 30-yard line, I have made the lines disappear.
Marcy commented in and said, "Yay, Jaeger." Agreed. Matt said, "Man, how did I miss this?" I don't know. Do you mean the show or the story? Because both are great. Just saying. Jason said, "Good evening, fuckers."
Good evening, you fucker.
Jason said, "I like the hat, Hickory." Yes, I explained actually in the early part of the show that I wore my Santa hat this week because Santa's on next week, and it's generally referred to as tacky to wear the same hat your guest does. That's
That's why you'll never see me in a New York Yankees hat.
If he does, it's a red one.
Yeah.
Or he wears the blue and G-Dubs wears the red.
Yeah.
I haven't replaced the red one yet.
Matt said both. Yeah.
Here's the hat that I'm really trying to find that someone stole. Is my black Brooklyn Dodgers hat.
And if you're watching this program and you stole GW's hat, give it back. And also, if you're looking for a Christmas gift for GW this holiday season, there, hat's on the list.
Yeah.
What size are you, G-Dubs?
I am 7 5/8.
Yep, me too.
So for viewers, you got 2 7 5/8.
That's right. I wear a 7.5 if I'm like freshly shaven. But the second I have any hair, it's back to a 7 5/8.
With a little Vaseline around the edge.
Yeah. It's like it's like putting on a good pair of leggings.
I'm pissed. I bought a hat, and I love the hat. It's the Brooklyn Dodgers hat, but it's orange. They're orange and black colors from like way back in the day, and I bought it too small, and it's 7 3/8, and it's just it's too small. So. Matt, what size is your head?
Yeah, Matt, let us know.
Yeah.
He also said, can't wait to talk to Santa. Yes. And if you, my friends out there in internet land, want to call into the show, shoot either the Woolen Mill or me a message this week, and we'll get it lined up so that you can, because we would love to have people to call in and ask Santa whatever they want. I mean, whatever. As long as it won't get the show pulled. You are allowed to ask Santa. And
I'm going to tell you if you're on the naughty or nice list.
That's right. Nick said one size fits all. Yes, on some. Matt said, I need a Brooklyn Dodgers hat. I have a Jackie Robinson shirt. Oh, that'd be a good combo. Nick said, who the hell ever came up with that? I don't know. The wife said, there's a dick joke in there. There's always a dick joke in there somewhere, though, honey.
Don't worry. You got 3 detectives hot on the case right there.
That's right. We're sniffing around for a good dick story. Matt said, I'll check. And good. Jason said, wear a good hat like the Braves.
I would. I have a Braves hat. It has a green rim. So it would be brick by with the show standard. Like, I have so many hats I can't wear because they fucking clash with the green screen.
Oh yeah, that'll do that.
That's why we go all black.
All black. Oh, there's a rap song somewhere in there.
Wow, I'm the only one not in the hood. No, my favorite hat right now is I have a Milwaukee Beers hat from baseball with Joe Cooper's 44 on it, because I'm that level of dork. Jason said, or no pants. Yes.
Wearing pants.
No pants and a hoodie is probably the official the official team wardrobe of the Drunken Under Quarantine show.
My camera's too short. You can't see the fact that I'm not wearing pants.
That's okay. I could see your dick.
Really?
It's huge. Everybody agrees.
I had it on widescreen over here. I could see it.
Please tell me what it looked like. It's been a couple years.
It was great. Unfortunately, it kind of blends in with the green screen, but.
Is that stocky? Is that a good description?
Oh,
Does it look like a tuna can? Because it kind of looks like a tuna can.
Is that because it feels like one?
Tonight's episode brought to you in part by Bumblebee Tuna.
I love Bumblebee Tuna.
200 hats. That beats me, Nick. My height of my hat collection, I had like over 50 hats. But now I probably have like maybe 30.
Jason said I have way too many hoodies. Yeah, I do have a decent sized hoodie collection because I never throw them out. I always keep them for nostalgia purposes. Now I have like 10 old hoodies that I don't want to get rid of, but I should.
I live in hoodies and baseball caps. That's like, I have 3 pairs of jeans, like a dozen pair of shoes, but like hoodies and like hats. That's my favorite.
You know who else lives in a hoodie and a baseball hat? Is the guy from this next story. Another CNN staff under fire for being gross, and it hits too close to home. Literally. Here we have a story. This is from New York Post. Chris Cuomo, CNN producer, charged with luring girls for sexual training. They say a veteran CNN producer who worked shoulder to shoulder with now disgraced ex-anchor Chris Cuomo has been indicted on charges of luring young girls to his Vermont ski house for subservience training. John Griffin of Stamford, Connecticut, allegedly used messaging apps to befriend and persuade moms of young girls, telling them a woman is a woman regardless of the age, unquote, and that he should be the one to, quote, train their daughters sexually, according to the indictment from U.S. Attorney of Vermont. Griffin, 44, allegedly got at least one mom of two daughters to bring the girl to his Ludlow ski getaway in June 2020. It was the mom's responsibility to see her older daughter, just 13, was trained properly, Griffin told her, according to the indictment. Griffin, a father himself, sent the woman $3,000 for plane tickets so they could fly from Nevada to Boston's Logan Airport, where he picked them up in his Tesla for the ride to Ludlow, according to court papers. And yeah, that's a picture of this scumbag.
Oh, another picture.
And there's one with his buddy Chris. And another one with his buddy Chris. They say if there was, the quote, the daughter was directed to engage and did engage in an unlawful adult activity, authorities alleged. Griffin attempted to entice two other children over the internet into adult activities, according to the indictment, when he favored apps like Kik and Google Hangout for the alleged misdeeds. In April 2020, Griffin allegedly suggested a virtual training session over a video chat that would include him... That would include him instructing a mother and her 14-year-old daughter to remove their clothing and do stuff to each other. In June 2020, Griffin told another mom of a 16-year-old girl that she'd take a little mother-daughter trip to Griffin's Ludlow ski house for adult training involving the child, according to the indictment. And it keeps going. There's more to this story. Gross. Like, and it makes me sad that this was happening. Like, this close.
If I was a high-powered CNN executive and I wanted to get into, something that was highly illegal, that is one of the only areas in this country that we actually investigate. You know what I mean? Like, you murder someone, there's a lot of murders that don't go investigated. There's a lot of disappearances that don't go investigated. But, if you're buying and selling child pornography, you are going to jail. They're going to get you if you're a high-profile person, and they're going to come at you with the heavy fist of the law, which they should. And thank God, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter where you stand politically. This is an area that this country actually does. The 9 guy right now who went to jail, they're putting away. Yeah, there used to be 9 of us, and now there's going to be 8 of you, okay? Because this motherfucker's going away, all right? And so I would go onto Google Chat. That makes a lot of sense because how much money does Google spend in technology, right?
Oh yeah, not much.
No. They don't spend much on personnel or anything like that.
Yeah.
Tell me, fucking Google. Second point I'd like to make out, this is the most Ludlow shit I've ever heard. That was a joke, Ludlow.
Truth.
There's no low like Ludlow.
There's no low like Ludlow. Well, it's funny as shit because he's like, my Vermont ski house. And you're like, where's that? And he's like, Ludlow. And you're like, oh, so you mean it wasn't Stowe, this wasn't Manchester, right?
It wasn't Killington even.
It wasn't Killington.
Which is not the best, but
still substantially more affluent than Ludlow is, as far as being I'm a high powered person. Ludlow. So that's cute. And then as far as training goes, yeah, this guy's certified. As far as training on how to be a sick fucker, he checks all the boxes. Name's John, he's from Connecticut, ugly as fuck, lives in Ludlow, part-time. If you're looking for training, go to John, because you're not going to do better than creepy fucking Chris Cuomo's buddy John, who sometimes drives a Tesla and the other thing is, like you said, Hickory, too close to home. I hope this guy comes back to Ludlow soon. We'd love to see you. And rotten hell, you motherfucker.
I want to say maybe we're looking at this wrong, guys. Maybe he's doing God's work. Like when she turns 18, she's not gonna have to worry about like popping her V card. She can just be like, "Oh yeah, I know what to do."
I went through a weekend training with my mom in Ludlow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a professional.
Yeah, he was a professional. He was the guy who couldn't get laid with a Tesla and a shitty ski house on his own. Okay, like this guy's in New York. This guy's in New York City, and he's like, I know what I need to do. I need to fly someone from Nevada that I've never met to try to get laid. Like that's brilliant. That's really like $3,000 is like. Like, you didn't realize you're fucked. Like, this guy's going to be sitting next to Weinstein in Rikers Island.
Yep.
By the way, where's that 2020 interview? Can we go interview Weinstein at Rikers Island? Can I see how he's doing? I'd love to see how his time there has been.
Well, he's definitely not in Gen Pop.
Nope.
Where is he? Where is he? They brought him to Rikers. He's somewhere.
He's in the celebrity wing.
Yeah, celebrity wing ain't. There's no celebrity wing. I think of Rikers. Like, is that with the Bloods? Which celebrity?
Well, no. He's in as a high risk prisoner.
Oh, yeah.
So they
Like Epstein was.
How? I don't know how.
Well, because of the money.
There's I watched this Keenan the Peele like best of, and it's Lil Wayne in prison, and he's trying to rap. Have you seen that?
No. It just sounds hysterical.
Holy shit, it is hilarious. So he's sitting there, he's like in like he's in prison, and he's like, yeah, guys, he's like Lil Wayne out here, hardest motherfucker out here, and he's like, yeah, you know how it is, and he's like, I'm the baddest motherfucker in, and like as he says it, someone just like shanks him, and he like fucking goes down. Like, that's like how I feel like. Well, I'm the baddest motherfucker in the done. Like, yeah, done. But no, I think it'd be like a funny 2020 interview, like like sitting down with like Barbara Walters right now, and be like, "How was your time here?" It's like, I'll tell you right now, it ain't his penthouse on Park Avenue. I'll tell you that.
Matt commented in and said CNN and Fox are full of sex offenders, it seems. Yeah, almost makes you think that there might be something about that global cabal of powerful people with kids.
Is like that a news story though? Would you, if that was on Fox or CNN, would you be like shocked? Like, yeah, these creepy fucking weirdo people are creeps. Like, yep. No. What? Yep. What?
And the crazy part is they're the people that control what news you hear, which is like let that sink in, that this guy was literally had a hand at directing one of the most trusted names in news, like something that like normal people think is 100% straight truth. Like they don't say anything that's non-factual or biased ever. And meanwhile, like their head guy was grooming minors and their mothers.
And what kind of fucking mother would go along with that?
No.
Oh, you want me to see my teenage daughter's titties? Okay, here, group.
Because I mean, I know Don Lemon's got some charges on him. Like he's been known to be a little predatorial, and Cuomo just got fired. Like
I think all these people are predatory. That's how they got into these positions of power.
Yeah, it's seeming ever more like that's the truth.
Well,
and that I don't know. Is it one of those things where that very well said, Marcy? It's pretty fucking sickening, is what it is. Yeah.
Well, the thing is
Nick said truth. Shit went down last night. What are you talking about specifically?
He's going down. The only thing that I've always felt
going
is like
down, boys.
With like Hollywood and stuff like that, where people would be like, oh my God, like all of these crazy powerful people in Hollywood are into really weird sexual shit, right? That's like basically been the log line since the beginning of time. And if you really look at that, you go, wait, you mean the people who have the ability to sleep with anybody they want, whenever they want, with whoever they want, is no longer exciting for them, you know? So it's like when they talk about like a drug progression or something like that. It's just like if you're Brad Pitt, you don't want to just sleep with beautiful women. You know, you want to fuck a donkey or something that doesn't, you know,
something that's really bizarre.
You want to do something fucking way bizarre because, why not? And so that's the only logic I've ever been able to come down to of why these people are excited by such fucking seemingly nasty shit. But apparently it's the only thing that gets them off these days.
There's actually like an entire section of a subreddit dedicated to dudes who go on steroids and end up developing really, really weird fetishes because they don't know how to deal with their like super increased sex drive. And so they end up turning to, porn and other adult imagery. And then it like as they continue this and up the dose and increase their cycle, it keeps their drive really high. And all of a sudden they find that like they need to be watching like really, really gross, bizarre shit. Do
find my excuse, because I watch gross shit all the time. And
it's
not on the roid.
Yeah. I know, but I mean, like, the point where you're like, you find you can only, like, finish a pterodactyl porn or something weird like that. It's like, dude, maybe it's time to take a break.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can finish, but I know the wife has to have wings.
It's kind of like Sebastian has a joke about, like, he wants to get, like, some type of thing that's going to help his hair grow. But the side effect is erectile dysfunction and all that stuff. And he's like, the reason I want to have hair is to be able to have sex, It's like what's the good of like looking like this fucking incredibly like, macho thing that's like, frankly, I only want to fuck attracted to pterodactyl these days.
Jason's 100% correct. He just said, you're just weird. Yeah, I've been accused of that before.
Yeah,
I apologize. Hey, it's no sicker than anything this dude at CNN was doing, that's for sure.
I would say it's less sicker because everyone's willing in my imagination.
He did say at the bottom of the very, very bottom of the article, they do say Griffin faces a mandatory minimum of 10 years in jail on each count, which is great because that means that hopefully that means nobody can, swing any favors for him and get a lighter sentence because I'd like to see it be.
Well, no. What's great is that his friend Chris Cuomo, his brother is the governor. Oh wait, that's no longer true. He got
he got
that card. But no, but Chris, it's still on CNN, so he could. Oh wait, they fired him. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of like his entire world. Like the two most powerful people that he knows went down right before he did. It's kind of like the.
Let me make a phone call to the shamed ex-governor who was also sexual.
Like poor dude was like, yeah, I don't got anything to worry about, dude. I'm friends with the governor of New York, and his brother is basically my right hand man. Like I got this under control. And then Cuomo went down, and he was like, okay, it'll be all right, dude. I still got Chris on the news. He's got some powerful contacts, and he's still got friends.
I got a timeshare in Ludlow.
I just got this sick Tesla.
How much you want to bet it was Chris Cuomo that actually ratted him out? You're like, if you think I'm bad, you should check out this guy.
Wait till you meet John in direction or producing or whatever. I would assume it's basically directing, right? Because I imagine it's just the guy standing like behind the camera that's not the camera guy shouting instructions at these monkeys to dance, right?
Well, no, he was usually over in the corner trying to get the mom's phone number and the kid. That was his job, and he did it well for many years.
It's the part where I go, well, technically, it's a different position. There's a difference between the producer and director. The director guides more of the overall production of the film,
Okay.
or of the news broadcast, and the producers just like they'll produce segments. They'll go out on a scene and feed the reporters scripts and what to say and kind of button up everything and get people to
kind of the real person behind this scene.
Yeah.
Things on the side.
Okay. Either way, they're mostly a bunch of creeps, is what I'm learning.
Yeah.
Although I have heard a recent appeal from a couple people lately to stop referring to the people that work at Fox, CNN, MSNBC as journalists, and we need to just start referring to them as content creators.
So for those of you who are watching the show who don't know, little trip down memory lane. I did Fox and Friends in the morning at Fox News on 6th Avenue, and I did a 3-part live spot on it. And my call time, I impersonated Tom Cruise, and my call time was 3 a.m. I think I had to be there at 3 a.m. I showed up at 3 a.m. When I got there, everyone was already hair, makeup, full wardrobe, ready to go. They had been up since like 1 a.m. probably, right? By the time they left the house, got to the thing, had their breakfast, or whatever. If you call breakfast, what's a meal that you eat at 1 a.m.? Is that breakfast? What do you call that, Fox News? So I showed up at 3 a.m., right? And they're like, we're going to do a bunch of spots. The TGI Fridays was opening a new location at Penn Station, and it was the 25th anniversary cocktail. So they were tying in, and cocktail took place at TGI Fridays with a flair bartending. So they got Hayward Gould. It was this big publicity thing that Fox News, CW, all these guys got in on. I show up at the studio. I end up having to go against Evan Ferrante, who's one of the probably world's most sought after Tom Cruise impersonator. All he does for a living, basically. And, like, it's gonna be a long fucking day. Like, I got a pretty good cruise. Like, Evans is like real shit. But I end up in Fox News, right? Live on television. I call my mom. By the time we get through this thing, it's maybe like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. We're on Fox and Friends. I call my mom. I'm like, turn on Fox News. She goes, why? I said, I'm on Fox News right now. So she turns it on, and these guys are interviewing, right? The way Fox and pretty much all news reporters work is, imagine the biggest asshole you knew in high school. That was the person who was just the biggest bully fucking dickhead that you could hardly get a word in with, right? That is the person who runs the news segment. And then they sit you down, and then they start to bully you and to get a response out of you. So if I'm going to interview GW, I would say, so GW, we all know you haven't been up to much lately in your failed career of blah, blah, blah. And so why haven't you done anything? And then you sit there and you go, well, I'm sorry. That seems like you kind of set me up in a way that just shit all over me.
Yeah.
They had Andrew Dice Clay on. They said Dice. They started tearing into Dice, and they're like, "Oh, Dice, we know, where you been? You haven't been doing anything." And Dice is like, "I've been touring." He goes, "I've been performing for 20 fucking years. What are you talking about? What have I been doing?" He goes, I do 250 shows a year. He's like, "What are you talking about?" You know? So they just bully you in a way that you don't even know what to say. The guy told me to do Tom Cruise. I start trying to do Tom Cruise. He goes, "Sound more like Marlon Brando to me."
No shit.
I'm like, this is my Marlon Brando, right? Like, my Marlon Brando's like this, and like Tom Cruise is like this. So it's quite a bit different, I would say, than Brando. But they put you on this bag and they attack you and they say these different things that it's just like, where did you even come up with that shit? You know? They had McGregor down there, like, so you're an intermediate champion. You're not the champion right now. McGregor's like, what do you mean I'm not the fucking champion? I'm a fucking lightweight champion. I'm a middleweight champion. I'm this fucking champion. I'm a fucking champion. Well, you're not. How many championships you got, motherfucker? You know, that's how. Look at how interviews go. It's a bully versus fucking everybody. So they all fucking suck. Is my point. And they're freaks because they don't sleep. They start their day at 1 a.m. Everybody has a cup of coffee in their hand, and then they'll talk and they'll go and blah blah blah. So GW, later let's go. We'll go and thing and two, and then the coffee disappears, and they go. So later today, men who look like Tom Cruise. And last thing I'd like to button this up on: anybody who thinks news is real, like Hickory said, or that you're not, and that these are not content creators, right? Why the fuck would I have ever been on Fox News?
Yeah, exactly.
Collen Doyle holds neither a political science degree nor any type of academic fucking anything.
Yeah, nor were you there to speak about, I don't know, the issues in the acting community that have been plaguing New York, or like there's all these things that you could speak on that would be a legitimate guest for. But no, doing a Tom Cruise impression is not exactly
News?
like there's stuff you like what it's like to work for a FedEx commercial. Like you could answer questions about that, or what was it like to be neighbors with the dude you're getting a Dell guy? You like that would have been. They were doing an update on him. You're like, yeah, about that guy. Walk the dogs.
Yeah.
Gavin McDennis.
Yeah, Gavin's done a lot of television, like with Fox and stuff. It's like, but what's funny is Gavin will they'll try to get him to speak on like Middle Eastern conflict, and it's just like radically unqualified for that. It's like, what did you, And but he
I mean, he started Vice, right? He was like one of the co-founders.
Yeah,
it was like him and Shane or whatever.
Yeah, but it's funny because a lot of the stuff, like they had a thing where he would be like just clearly doing a character, and people didn't even get it.
Yep.
Red Eye on Fox News used to have a lot of comics on. And
oh yeah, dude, they used to have fucking the lead singer of Guar, Odorous Arungus, was like on Red Eye with Gutfeld 13 times. And it's like they actually just had Gutfeld just had Blothar from Guar on right before they started this past tour. And I remember people like all pissed off that like the guys from Guar went on Fox, and I was just like, first off, Gutfeld's like the most like center guy in the Fox lineup. Like, first off, chill. He's not the one that's the enemy if you don't like Fox News. Like, right. Gutfeld's literally a comic that found his spot in the news cycle and is really, really good at it. Like that's it.
It's more of like a political satire though too. Is like the way I always look at it. They would be talking about things that was like it was satirical humor in it. It wasn't necessarily like, but the general public isn't smart enough to realize like. They're making a laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, that's really what he believes." No, he's making a fucking joke.
Yeah, it's like imagining.
The period could have just been like the general public isn't smart enough. Period.
Well, it's like Colbert. Like when Colbert did the character, it was really, really funny, and now it's just kind of like I don't know. But no, character work can be perfect. Anyways, we're going to move right to the next one, getting a little serious, which sucks. New England to suffer rolling blackouts this winter? Yeah, that's nightmare fuel if you live in the Northeast. They say, quite fragile. Rolling blackouts possible this winter in New England, the regional grid warns. This is from the Associated Press 2 days ago. Say, Augusta, Maine. Rolling blackouts may hit New England if there's an extended cold snap this winter as the regional power grid operator warns of a precarious situation due to snags in the natural gas supply. Much of the grid's power comes from the burning of natural gas, and right now that fuel is in shorter than normal supply and is subject to supply chain disruptions, said Gordon Van Willie, CEO of ISO New England and awesome comic villain character name haver. The region's grid is often near the limit during the winter months, but severe weather combined with high natural gas prices, pipeline constraints could push the grid past tipping point and prompt mandatory usage restrictions. Almost certain Maine residents brace for. We're depending on an energy supply chain that in the region that is quite fragile, particularly during the winter time, said Willie this week.
I like how you're trying to do that in Trump's voice.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, he started breaking into Trump.
Oh, I didn't even mean to. It's the energy. It's the energy of the Trump announcement coming, I think. Mark Brown, New England Director of Consumer Energy Alliance, said people should be concerned. Natural gas prices remain about 50% higher than a year ago, despite a drop in recent weeks. We need to be worried. We've seen it in other places like California with controlled power outages, he said. Natural gas supplies are already having an impact. In Maine, electricity bills are going up $30 per month on average for residents who adopt the standard offer rate starting January 1st. High natural gas prices are being blamed for the increase. Dude, that's crazy. See,
But
like,
yeah,
in the winter in the Northeast is scary because it means power. Power means having heat for a lot of people, even if they don't rely on electric heat. Heat is what, or electricity is what allows a furnace to blow, and that's scary for the Northeast during the winter. You know what I mean?
You know,
just like it is down south during the summer. But
sure.
yeah,
You know, the thing is, it's more alarming to me is like the price fluctuation is secondary to the fact that you're talking about such a vulnerable energy system that we have. You know what I mean? That's like that's where like the argument for sustainable energy is blatantly obvious. You're trying to create electricity by burning natural fuel that you're piping in from 1,000 miles. You know what I mean? A lot of that's coming all the way from Canada, and so it's like, you know, it's completely inefficient. It's barbaric and archaic the way that this energy system that we have, whether it be diesel generators too, for like New York is largely subsidized by diesel, and to have a city running on fuel is dumbass. You know, having anything running where, you know, you all of a sudden have something break down in that supply chain. Now you have no grid. And one of the things that we've been interested in doing, which is actually very, very cool system, is with like the Tesla battery banks and stuff like that, you can do grid storage. So all of a sudden, like a town would have enough power all linked together, and you can link them. So you could actually basically create your own power plant within a town using enough solar array.
Huh.
And yeah, and some places in Vermont are trying to do that actually.
Well, you know, also what would help is nuclear power.
Yeah, I saw a meme. I was thinking about that just now. It was a meme earlier this week that was like a picture of a guy up on a podium and the entire crowd cheering, and he says, "Trust the science." And then it cuts to the next picture, and he's up on the podium, and everybody's pissed, and it says about nuclear power.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be the one thing that anybody who screams about the environment or trusts the science doesn't like nuclear power, even though it's like the best option we have, and it's so cheap and easy and so environmentally friendly if it's done properly. We have like 3 examples of it not being done properly, and now we're scared to death of it. Like, can you imagine if that many, like, how many times we would have gotten rid of fucking fuel? If you saw the negative outcomes that came due to fuel, like oil and the issues there.
Yeah.
Every guy who cut his leg open with a chainsaw. Yeah.
Well, even with oil though, I mean, look at, you know, BP oil spill, and even something like with Valdez was just one boat, but it was so much fuel on that boat, it fucked Valdez.
Yep.
Well, and there was a drunk person driving a boat, which
Was
is
it?
never a good idea.
When he drove that directly into the side of that mountain.
Yeah, he was fucking shit-faced.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be not to see a mountain.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair. Jason says, I missed the very beginning of the show. What happened to your guest this week? Shawn couldn't make it due to a personal emergency. We're hoping the best for him and his family, and he will be rescheduling. He will be back on. Nick said, what's going to happen with Tesla owners?
They're going to start shoveling coal.
No, but I did see a picture of a giant-ass diesel generator sitting next to a Tesla charging station, which warmed my heart a little bit.
Well, that's the thing.
Just like that's the like the funny part about having an like, but also the cognitive dissonance of some people to think that their car was running clean because it was
that's
electricity.
like I was saying with the New York grid, when you're burning diesel generators to power the grid, and then you're using that to power a car, your car's running on diesel still.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, it's just like all the parts for those cars need to be mined with oil still.
Sure.
You know, like you can't mine the stuff for batteries without serious oil mining rigs that we're mining over. Well, we're not doing it. I mean, China's doing it, so it's not a big deal. But but to mine all the rare earth minerals and shit you need in order to build technology like that, you're using
Fuck
oil.
Afghanistan. Fucking cocksuckers.
Well, I mean, we did, and that's why we felt bad, and we left them lots of nice equipment. Serious the point. I'm still waiting on my Black Hawk, just for the record. I'm still hoping the government decides to leave one of those here.
Buy a one-way ticket over there and fly it back.
Dude, I'm surprised there hasn't been more of that, to be straight with you. I'm surprised there hasn't been like one single crazy rich dude who's been like, you know what? I'm going to throw out a couple $1 million, hire a crew, fly a chopper over, and go extract what we can for the. I mean, like, what are they going to do? Like, you're stealing the stolen goods, like, you know, like when you get back to America with it, what are they going to say? Like, hey, man, you stole what we rightfully gave to those terrorists.
Driving a tank across the desert, listening to Back in Black the entire time.
That would be awesome. Marty said the problem is one can never be sure the nuclear power will be handled properly. But yeah, but you could say that about any power or any. Marcy said, "See you next week." Marcy, have a beautiful evening, my dear. Send Biden. What, to reclaim the equipment? No. I mean, like a group of people who know what they're doing.
Shows up with a pair of Ray-Bans on.
Nick said he wouldn't know how to get there. You just tell him south of Ukraine. He'll figure it out. I just realized we didn't play the mid card. You guys want to play the mid card before the last two?
Yeah, sure.
It's that jarring part. That was fun. So we talked about it briefly. G-Dubs and I did. We did it. And if you didn't see, Colin, we did a couple random live streams this past week. The special edition quarantine stream. Had a blast. One of the things we talked about real quick, but I wanted to get your opinion on because you seem to be moderately well read on the subject. The next subject is how Orwellian can it get? A feminist retelling of 1984 sounds like it should be the peak in Orwellian dystopia. Yeah, that is right. You did not hear me wrong. Orwell's 1984 to get a feminist rewrite. This one's from the Daily Wire. There was a bunch of articles about this past week. They say, in an ironic twist to beat all ironic twists, 1984, George Orwell's dystopian sci-fi tale that warns of the dangers of revising history and rewriting books for ideological ends is itself getting a feminist rewrite. With approval from the Orwell estate, it will be retold from a woman's perspective. As first reported in The Guardian, the new narrative will be told from the point and the view of Julia, the love interest of Orwell's main character, Winston Smith, who in 1949's novel worked at the Ministry of Truth, rewriting history to suit the authoritarian government's propaganda purposes. Titled Julia, the book comes from an American author, Sandra Newman, whose past work has been nominated for a Folio Prize and the British Bailey's Women's Prize for Fiction. Wanted to ask your thoughts. Is there many things I feel like the second you're bringing up rewriting 1984, you missed the plot, literally.
You know it's funny to me because, like, if you stage a play production, you're allowed to make some changes to that production to make that production uniquely yours.
Okay.
But you are not allowed to change. You're not allowed to change the story, right? And like the idea of someone like doing a play and then being like, wait a second, have you ever seen the show? You know how it ends? Yeah, I changed it. It's way better now. You know what I mean? You're gonna love what I did with it. It's like it's Romeo and Juliet, but instead of them both dying, they live happily ever after. It's gonna be fucking great, you know.
They move to Greece. They get a bunch of goats.
And, yeah, exactly. And at the end of Romeo and Juliet, they're visited by three spirits, right? And then he avenges his father. It's gonna be a great story, you know. It's like you can't do that because that's no longer what the fucking story is, you know. So I think this is a hot take. It's an Orwellian nightmare, and hope the production goes lovely for them.
I think it's funny because it doesn't matter who Winston was, right? Like he's just a vehicle to convey the story, because the story's not about him. Like the story's not about a dude named Winston. Like it doesn't matter. He could have been a squirrelkin named Chuck. Like it could have been anybody. He was literally just a vehicle to tell the story of what had happened in this dystopian future. And to have it be from the dude's the main character from the original novel main character, because it doesn't matter who he is, to have it be his girlfriend's perspective is essentially the same story. It doesn't matter, right? Couldn't you just go in and like change the names? I mean, it would still be the same story. So it makes me wonder what type of things they are going to be revising in this book.
Yeah, you're not supposed to change names, and you're not supposed to, like, you could do like an accent, like I did Alicia in Carnival Land with Yo Theater, which was Alice in Wonderland, and we did like a Cuban take on it. But you can do that in high school productions and things like that. They allow liberty for like much more radical creative choices.
Yeah, because you're learning, and it's not, you're not like making a bunch of money on this play.
Right, and it's not exactly, and you're not going out to sell it and then sell someone else's likeness for something that is actually going to change.
Yeah.
I think making her pro-feminist is a weird choice. And I know I'm going to get shit for saying this, but not that feminism is necessarily a bad thing, but I think that takes away, like making her a strong, proud woman takes away from the actual story itself. Where feminism in a dystopian future means shit. Like it's not like she's fighting for women's rights.
Because nobody has rights.
Right.
Like the men don't have rights. You know what I mean? like the only people that really have rights are the people who are the Ministry of Truth.
Yeah.
And even then, they've still got to deal with the ideological bullshit of the other people in the group. You know, they're still not free. They can still say something wrong and end up gone.
Like there's bigger concepts at play that if the book covers will be good. I think narrowly focusing it to a feminist perspective is shortening the worldview.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have minded a story from a woman's perspective if it was labeled like that, but I feel like it's strange that, like, in the Orwellian future, feminism is not going to be a thing. You know what I mean? Because it'll just be humanism, because we'll all be treated just as shitty. Like when you think about it, though, in Orwell's society, equality did exist. Because everyone's garbage and chronically lied to and misinformed. And so therefore you're all on equal footing when you're just handed stuff by the government and told what to believe.
So I just sent the spark note for the character Julia. and like, I mean, just reading, like, I don't get how they're going to take the character and turn it into a fucking feminist icon.
Yeah, I don't know. P. Fowler for me on YouTube said, what? Women are only getting stronger. No, I agree. I just mean in a dystopian future, it doesn't, like the gender thing doesn't matter.
And it shouldn't matter now.
That's a good point. They shouldn't, but they do.
Soylent Green is them.
Yeah, basically, hold on, I'll pull that up, G-Dub, so I can share it. The Cliff Notes, Spark Notes for Julia said Julia is Winston's lover and the only other person who Winston can be sure hates the party and wishes to rebel as he does. Whereas Winston is relentless, fatalistic, and concerned about large-scale social issues, Julia is sensual, pragmatic, and generally content to live in the moment and make the best of her life. Winston longs to join the Brotherhood and read Emmanuel Goldstein's abstract manifesto, is more concerned with enjoying sex and making practical plans to avoid getting caught by the party. Winston essentially sees their affair as temporary. His fatalistic attitude makes him unable to imagine his relationship with Julia lasting very long. Julia, on the other hand, is well adapted for chosen forms of small-scale rebellion. She claims to have had affairs with various party members and has no intention of terminating her pleasure-seeking or being caught. It's a striking contrast to Winston. Apart from their mutual sexual desire and hatred of the party, most of their traits are dissimilar, if not contradictory.
So she's a thought.
Yeah, kinda. I thought she was more important than that, but it seems not so much now that I read
Not
the
really.
notes. That's what a trip. But
let's make her the main character. So, that's a good literary device.
well, they are popular now, I guess, right?
Yes.
The thoughts. So from one dystopian future to another, Colin, have you seen Ready Player One?
I have. Yeah.
Okay. And G-Dubs, have you?
I have not.
Okay, we'll discuss it here in a minute. But on a slightly different dystopia, Nike buys a company that produces digital shoes for the Matrix. I mean, the metaverse. Yeah, here we do have an article. This is from The Verge. Nike just bought a virtual shoe company that makes NFTs and sneakers, quote, for the metaverse, unquote. RTFKT makes shoes too, except these only exist digitally. One comparison I've heard repeatedly over the last year is that buying NFTs to flex on people in the metaverse is just like collecting sneakers. And now Nike is apparently trying to make sure it's ready for the literal version of that possibility. The apparel giant just announced the acquisition of RTFKT Studios, which it calls a leading brand that leverages cutting-edge innovation to deliver next-generation collectibles that merge culture and gaming. RTFKT claims that in February, collaboration with teenage artist Fewocious, Fewocious.
Fewocious.
I think it's I don't know, it made me think of cats, and I don't know why. My kitty's so Fewocious. To sell real sneakers paired with virtual ones, managed to sell 600 pairs NFTs in just 6 minutes, netting over $3.1 million over 600 pairs of shoes. People are stupid. This was around the same early spring period when most of us were hearing about NFTs for the first time, as Grime sold more than $6 million worth of digital art on March 1st. It's not clear if any of these digital items are worth as much now, looking at OpenSea and Nifty Gateway right now. I see a number of them are either listed for or have recently sold for less than their original prices. RTFKT is now part of Nike Inc. And there's a picture of a dude with an anime head on, I guess. Oh, yeah. Maybe not the audio. Sorry.
I can't wait to be able to wear fake shoes in a fake place that doesn't exist.
And they are ugly ass shoes.
Yeah.
Can Zuckerberg go live in the fucking metaverse? Can these guys all go live in the metaverse where they're not gonna bother nobody?
Like, so weird, dude.
Yeah.
But it did make me think that, like, that's the slow step towards the Ready Player One dystopia, right?
Absolutely.
Where the world, Jason said meow. Meow, Jason. Where the world gets so bad that we all just decide to go crawl up in virtual reality and live there because the rest of the real world sucks so bad.
I'm already there. Fuck it. If the robots come and ask me if I want to go into the chamber, yeah, fuck it. I don't have much for me out here.
Fair. Yeah, and I actually spent some time in VR, and I'm not gonna lie, it could be cool. I don't know though. Something about living in a pod. It's not a. Nick said I'm gonna sell virtual eggplants. That's a great plan. Maybe you should get in touch with EasyToys.com and see if they'd be willing to. I don't know.
Sponsor
Help
you.
out. Yeah, get sponsored, bro.
Get Nick Water adult toys.
Yeah. Waters is a good name for an adult toy brand too.
Cause the drip, drip, drip.
Yeah. Could be like the Waters Wet Makers or something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there.
It leaves a weird taste in my mouth. Not gonna lie.
The way it should, my friend. The way it should. H2Os. H2Hos is more like it. Yeah, I don't know. That was a bad joke. I apologize.
So I discovered something, Hickory. I can shove.
Oh!
I can shove my my drawstrings into my
Hold
ear.
on. Let me. You want to turn back there?
Ooh. It's like trying to do it through a mirror.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Does it feel weird?
Yeah, kinda. It feels sort of good, and it feels sort of weird at the same time.
Okay,
Oh.
that's fair.
I just got entered.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. It seems like we might be getting ready for that future. In a world where there's not enough stuff for people to buy, we'll just end up all buying digital crap.
Yep, that's
we
I think the plan right now. Is it's like this whole yeah, exactly.
The great reset. You need a virtual eggplant, GW. You could be my first customer.
I got a virtual eggplant. Thank you very much, and it does quite well. Thank you. All the virtual chicks dig my eggplant.
Which raises the question, G-Dubs, will your virtual avatar have gauges too? And will they be the same size, smaller, or larger?
I would say they'd be larger. Like I want to shove something like this in my ear. Just fucking.
Like a shotgun shell?
It was lighter.
Oh, okay. From the side, it kind of looked like a 12-gauge shell. I'm like, that'd be pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
I have friends that can do that.
It'd make people very uncomfortable, which would be really, really fun.
That's half the fun. I'm trying to see other things that I can shove in my ear.
Next said dinner plate size?
No, that's too much.
Okay. But I guess it's a digital world. You can change it regularly if you want, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
That's the beauty of that. You just got to pay for all the different ear sets.
Just click.
I don't know. I might try to be like a lizard person or something. I've heard that's pretty cool. That might be my post societal avatar.
Dude, I saw this great TikTok of this girl who had her tongue split and was like doing all these tricks with her tongue. But the one that really got me was she put her finger up, stuck her tongue out, and like it wrapped, like, pretend this is her finger, wrapped around her finger and was like, ah, and I was so turned on.
Nick said lot lizard. Me or the girl that G-Dubs was watching?
Hopefully I was watching.
I could be a lot lizard avatar. Just a big old lizard person in a trucker hat with a little tiny plaid skirt on.
I can see you in a plaid skirt.
Yeah, Nick said both. Well, we could pretend it's a kilt.
No,
it's a skirt.
It's a skirt.
We're going to move into one last one before we get on out of here. which I don't have a banner for, but I thought it deserved a little recognition because we'll probably end up covering this one in the future. But this one's from Breitbart. Oh, Nick said it, Santa hat and cowboy boots. Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah,
Nothing
God,
else.
I hope the VR universe offers nakedness, because that's really what's going to convert a lot of people. I think without nakedness, you're not going to have a big draw.
No.
Give me them pixelated titties.
That's right.
Yeah.
Even
have something that clips onto my nuts.
Like a little thing that like when we get the sensitivity suits, so if people touch you in VR, you feel it in real life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a trip, dude.
Yeah, you like that, don't you? You like that?
Oh, Nick said, don't forget mistletoe as a belt. Yeah, on the old Christmas utility belt. Keep that one on there, right next to my candy canes and my tinsel.
Man, I had an issue with fucking mistletoe. So I was a senior in high school, and I was totally into this girl, right? And like head over heels in love with her. And I bought her some mistletoe because I was like, yeah, mistletoe, maybe I'll get a little kiss. It's just like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to go put in some water. I'm like, bitch, that's not what you use it for.
No, you hang it.
Yeah.
You hang it. You should have put it on some fishing line on a fishing pole, Jobs. That's the trick. We're moving right to the last one. Speaking of weird timelines, it's a Breitbart article. CNN proposes 11 candidates who could replace Joe Biden amid concerns about age and lack of popularity. We're less than a year in, ladies and gentlemen, and CNN has already jumped the shark by proposing candidates for a president that said he would run again. I don't care which side you fall on with Biden. It's a little crazy that the most popular news station in the country is already talking about who's replacing him. CNN suggested Monday 11 candidates who could replace President Joe Biden on the Democratic primary ticket in 2024.
Can we just pause for a second and look at the ad right below it of the Trump coin?
Oh, the President Trump coin. 0.999 pure silver. 1 ounce. 29.50. It's like not even that great a, like, it doesn't even really look like him that much.
They never do.
That looks like a dead body.
Kinda. Like if you found you found him a few days later. That's what this looks like. Yeah, like, and it's like the worst angle too. Like it's at like the least flattering angle for anybody to be at, especially an old man with a gobbler. But you would think that like just a little more, because he's like kind of like there, right? Like that. Where it should even just like here would be better. But better like a direct on. Big Red said
make the hair look like shit.
A head of cabbage is more coherent than Joe. That might not be wrong. The Establishment News Network, a CNN, which the White House has courted to tamp down coverage of Biden's poor economic record, admitted the president's age and ongoing political structures are a factor in 2024 considerations. Biden's approval ratings have dipped into the high 30s amid 40-year high inflation, southern border crisis, deadly Afghanistan withdrawal, 1,100 Americans stranded. He will turn 82 years old 2 weeks after the 2024 election. If Biden does not run, CNN suggests the following 11 candidates might be interested in the job. Vice President Kamala Harris. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Wow. Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's number 3, really. Amy Klobuchar. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper. Former Mayor of New Orleans Mitch Landrieu. Secretary of Commerce Gina Raimondo. Sorry, I didn't read this ahead of time. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Yeah, let's just run Andy Cuomo while we're at it. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy. Illinois Governor J.B. Prichter, and former member of the Georgia House of Representatives Stacey Abrams.
There's no way Stacey Abrams is, and this is not like saying anything against her as a person, but there's no way in hell that she would make it through a general election.
Especially if she's a former member of the Georgia House of Representatives. I mean, she was so unpopular she did not win, while being a larger name on the ticket. That's wild.
I mean, you might as well have Howard Dean on the fucking list.
Dude, the fact that they included Whitmer is like mildly mind-blowing. Yeah, and the fact that Elizabeth Warren's number 3.
What do you think of the list, Colin?
I think everybody sucks. I think everybody sucks. I want AOC for president. My whole house.
Old enough?
This is what happens.
It would be next run, maybe.
You know, this is the thing, is that this probably sounds crazy, but I thought Al Franken would been actually a great president. And he, you know, it sounds crazy, but if we had transitioned from Trump to him, they're both kind of entertainment based. They're more, you know, he's been in the Senate for a long time, or was in the Senate for a long time. And with someone that I thought with foreign relations, he was very charismatic, personable, and I liked kind of his policies. But now, you know, I don't know, you know, and I've just gotten to a point where I'm just like, I'm not following any of it, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, it's like crazy, you know.
They say, Nick said about the coin they couldn't add the orange tint. That's pretty good. Jason also said, "Brrr!" That's a Howard Dean call. Yeah, I love that. Jason said, "Sounds like a bad porn list." And Colin, you might find this comment offensive. I have life forms crawling in my yard that are smarter than AOC, said Big Red.
I'd love to come over to your yard.
I just had to look. She is 32 years old, born October 13th, 1989.
So she's got a couple years.
Which means she's 2 years younger than me. And I
think you have to be 35.
34, from what I remember. Man, I need to apparently need to start up my political career because she's worth a lot more than I am, and she has a lot more followers on Twitch than I do. So I gotta get on my gotta get on the political career. Maybe we'll finally announce that Hickory GW Doyle try ticket for 2024. The $1 million party. Here we come.
I'm there.
Yep. We're gonna run on not doing anything. And if we do anything, it's going to be repealing laws, not going to be adding any. I think that would be a good platform. We're not going to do shit. Oh my God. Sorry, I got distracted, GWs. You
doing the mental floss. Oh, I just popped it out of my ear. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that burns. Oh, that burns. Oh. Okay, I gotta stop doing that.
Probably should have lubed it.
Yeah.
Lube it or lose it, as they say, I suppose, G-dubs.
A little bit of spit. Oh, now I can't get it back in. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's in. This is. I'm sorry. I'm taking away from the show.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say, as far as I'm concerned, I may not agree with many things AOC says, but I do admire her drive and her desire to at least be involved in the system, as opposed to most people who just like to bitch about it. So yeah, I will say that's impressive, and I will give props to her for being 2 years younger than me and being a fucking household name. That's well done.
I will give AOC credit for everything that she has done and everything that she attempts done, because I'm going from the frame of mind that regardless of how I feel about her opinions on things, she's doing it for the best interest of the United States
Yep.
citizens, and that is commendable. And anyone who does things in the best interest of others, regardless of how that gets done, deserves some credit.
Yep, I would agree with that. I also agree it's nice to see somebody who actually cares and not just an establishment shill like most of them. Because I would say that, 90% of that list was just the same old establishment garbage we've had for years.
Yeah.
Kamala, Warren, Klobuchar, Whitmer, Phil Murphy. Yeah. I still can't believe he's the Secretary of Transportation. That blows my mind.
Honestly, if I had to choose between anyone on that list and AOC, I would choose AOC.
Let me give a quick double look. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I would second that.
It still wouldn't be my first choice, but I would still pick her.
No, but Ron Paul's never going to run again, so.
And his son is too flaky.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to like him a whole lot. I have a hard time with it, though. Not that I think he should have been beat up, but, I have a hard time getting on the direct Rand Paul bandwagon. Although I do think I am impressed by the guy that actually does, surgeries to, he, gives away surgeries in third world countries. Pretty impressive. Big Red said she was actually hired by a group. They interviewed her and liked her acting skills and ability to improvise, hired her to run. Look it up, true story. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I don't know anything about that.
And that's fine. That's and this is where I come on of half of the fucking presidencies and shit like that is done by the same exact way. That's nothing new in our country. You look for the person that can have that improv ability in their background to shoot for anything on giving the talking points and to be able to swing those talking points. Like the Republicans have them. Look at Ted Cruz. It definitely wasn't his fucking personality to. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, that was great.
It wasn't his personality that it was his ability to do the same things that AOC can do.
Huh. I don't know. I'm finding things talking about that online, but nothing. I'll have to actually dig deeper. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, dude. A lot of politicians are not who they say they are. So I would be, I'd be surprised, I'd be less surprised by larger news. But yeah, I have no idea. Well, look it up though, Big Red. Thank you.
Big Red.
Yep. Thank you for dropping by. Fortunately, our hearts go out to Sean. Hope you were doing well, Sean. If you see this, I'm sure he'll watch it later. But we do love you. I do them like that. I don't know if that's maybe something like that.
Am I doing it? Oh, there we go. That makes sense.
Yeah. Something like
do
that.
It like a vagina.
Yeah, I like that.
Where do you want it? Where do you want it?
Collen, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
Great show this weekend at the Woolen Mill, 8 o'clock, celebrating 7 years of laughs.
Woo!
We have some comedy. We're going to have a burlesque performance, holiday theme. Feel free to wear your holiday pajamas if you want.
Yes, or an ugly sweater, as people normally do around the holidays.
Yes.
I still need to order a good ugly sweater at some point.
Mm.
They make some really great ones with rifles on them. I've wanted one of those for a while. Just never order because I was going to get one like 2 years ago and then it was, or last year. I'm like, well, not doing a whole lot for Christmas this year. So, it looks like we're on round 2 of not doing a whole shitload for Christmas. It is the quarantine show for a reason.
That is true.
G-Dubs?
I put out a new podcast this week. It's basically an apology. There we go. For why I've been gone lately. And hopefully there will be more. I'm sorry, guys. I've been busy doing shit. And I love you all. And don't let my opinions affect how you feel about me. Does that make sense?
No, I think that's fair for most people.
Yeah. Like I am more than the sum of my parts. And I love you all.
Where I am Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming, and I am 2 parts, a mouth and a dick. So that's all I really got. Some of those, I don't know. I can't reach one to the other, though, so I guess I'm a big floating mess in between. I don't know where this is going. Anyways, Nick said, can I wear my Santa hat, cowboy boots with a mistletoe belt? Absolutely. That would be my favorite holiday ensemble. I wish the beautiful assistant would find something like that. Big Red left 3 hearts. Big Red, thank you, girl. We appreciate you. Thank you for being a long-time subscriber to the channel. I do appreciate it. I'm pretty sure Big Red joined my channel when I was like under 100 people or something. And we're just over, I think we passed 1450 today. We're almost at the 1500 subscriber mark, which is awesome. The big announcement will be that my channel, I'll have a second channel going up on YouTube this coming week. There'll be an announcement video for that on Saturday where my gaming is going to a separate channel because I felt that gaming and the rest of my content were kind of conflicting and it wasn't sending good signals for the algorithm. So what we're going to be doing is Hickory Plays will be a second channel where it's just gaming content, and the Drunken Under Quarantine show, my reactions, and all my other ridiculous content will remain on the Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming page. So look out for that. That'll be up. It is live. You could find it, but it'll be announced with official links next week. Overseas, Hickory? I don't know. No. I'm staying here. At this point, I'm just recovering from the coof. So it turns out I can't get vaccinated, which means I'm not going anywhere because I can't go to like most of places in the world anymore. So there's that. Which is, well, not bad because I'm not leaving America anyways. But our game pages. Oh, no. The game. Your game page. No, the Facebook game page will still be controlled by whatever dickhead stole my Facebook page originally.
Some asshole from Argentina.
Yep. No. There'll be a YouTube gaming page because I do gaming on my YouTube channel. And that's moving to another YouTube channel called Hickory Plays. So now there'll be 2 Hickory YouTube channels. Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming and Hickory Plays. Hickory Plays will just be gaming content. Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming will be all of my usual stuff. Reactions, shows, random thoughts. I do have a video coming up on discussing LASIK and all that entailed, and pretty much detailing my thing and then reacting to an actual LASIK video of a LASIK surgery. So that should be good. Some other fun content coming up, including more GW reactions. I've done some fat Narbottom reactions. I'll be getting to more of those after the first of the year. And Matt and I have been having a great time with that. Anyways, that's all I got on that one. I am, of course, Hickory Drunken Underwhelming. Please follow Collen at Collen D and at Woolen Comedy Club. Please follow GW Foley at Foley Kills and GW Foley on YouTube. You can follow me at Hickory CDAU on TikTok, Parler, Instagram, Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming, and Hickory Plays on YouTube, and at Real Hickory TDAU on Facebook, which is where you can find my actual Facebook, where I occasionally post things like the show, but I don't do much other with it because I'm scared to death of Facebook getting stolen again. Anyways, That's all I got for this. This has been episode 33 of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 2. Next week, Saucy Santa will be in the mix. We'll be taking call-ins. You can ask him questions, and we're going to have a blast. One of my favorite episodes of the year. Anyways, that's all I got. Thank you so much, G-Dubs. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have a beautiful week, and hope to see you down at the Comedy Club on Saturday. But I'll see you guys in the next one. I am, of course, Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming, imploring you all to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, it's trying times, stay sane. And remember, don't wear the same hat as your guest.
And so I didn't get a chance to take my pants off.